Dr. Parveen Sharma. Today in this session I will be speaking with you on the topic curriculum planning. You know, entire education process is linked with teaching learning process, and it must move towards the all round progress of children, and it must take them to knowledge acquisition. When we talk about knowledge and knowing process and learners, you know, all these three are the pillars on which edifice of education is built on. When we talk about knowing the knowledge or knowing the content, you know, it all is possible through the curriculum. So through curriculum the knowledge acquisition is possible. So today in this session I will be speaking to you about curriculum, what is the concept of curriculum, what is its need, and what are the characteristics of curriculum, what is the importance of curriculum, and why we are talking about curriculum planning. Because when we say that the knowledge and knowing process and learner, all these three are the three pillars on which edifice of education is built up. So we see that this is an important aspect because curriculum reflects all these aspects. So we will discuss here why the curriculum planning is important and what are the considerations the curriculum framer have to keep in mind. So let us proceed with the concept of curriculum, because after knowing about the curriculum and its importance, we will be discussing why the curriculum planning is important, why it is needed, and what are the considerations we have to keep in mind, because this is the curriculum only which makes the all round development of the learners possible. So let us understand what do we mean by curriculum. You know, etymologically the word curriculum has been derived from Latin word currere, which means runway. We can say curriculum is a runway, a course which one runs to reach a goal, meaning by we have said that it is a way one has to run on it, because after running on this way one has to reach a destination, that is the goal. So through curriculum one can achieve the goals of education. Narrow meaning of curriculum is that it contains a list of various subjects which a child has to study in school. Meaning by, if we talk about the narrow meaning of curriculum, it means various list of subjects which a child has to study in school, maybe arts, maybe commerce, or maybe science stream, meaning by any subject. So this is the narrow meaning of curriculum. So if this is the narrow meaning of the curriculum, let us try to understand what do we mean by curriculum in its broader sense. According to broader meaning, it contains various co-curricular activities which a child accomplishes in school. Try to understand that when a child is sent to school, child has to study various subjects, and side by side child participate in various co-curricular activities. Some children are good in sports, others are good in arts, and others are in various other activities, because there exist the individual differences. So as per the interest and capacity of the child participates in co-curricular activities. Because we know a child is sent to school for acquiring of knowledge and skill, intellectual habits and powers and desirable attitudes. curriculum is the means to achieve these aims of schooling. See, when we say that a child is sent to school by keeping in front various purposes, the main is the knowledge acquiring, because in the very beginning I spoke to you that knowledge and knowing process and learners, these are the three pillars on the basis of which edifice of education is built. So, acquiring of knowledge and skill and intellectual habits and powers and desirable attitudes and so on. All this is are expected from a child to learn. So, how a child will learn? This will be possible through curriculum only. Curriculum is the means to achieve these aims of schooling. So, curriculum comprises in it all those activities which help in the attainment of aims of schooling. We have before us the various aims of schooling. So, how do we expect that after sending a child to the school, how a child will be able to achieve these aims? So, these aims will be achieved by children through the curriculum, because curriculum comprises various activities, academic knowledge as well as the co-curricular activities. So, we can say we have discussed the narrow meaning of curriculum, in which we say that a child studies various subjects, and in broader sense we have understood that curriculum comprises all those co-curricular activities which are taken in the school. So, curriculum is list of contents to be taught. First, we can say that there are various subjects which is to be taught to the child. Then it is a set of study material, because child has to see what is the material child has to go through. And we can say curriculum is all the experiences received in school, because I have spoken to you just now that in broader sense curriculum comprises all those activities which takes place in the schools, and all co-curricular activities, guidance and interpersonal relationship, all are covered in it. So, by now we can say that on one hand curriculum is the study of all the subjects according to interest of the child, and on the other hand all the co-curricular activities in which a child participates, all are included in the curriculum. After knowing the concept of the curriculum, I would like to discuss some of the definitions given by the great educationist in this field. When we talk about curriculum, name of the great educationist Cunningham automatically comes to our lips, because Cunningham has described the curriculum in a very apt manner. How? See, according to Cunningham, the curriculum is a tool in the hands of artist, and artist is teacher to mold his material. What is the material? Material is the pupils according to his ideals. What are the ideals? That are the objectives. And in his studio, what does he mean by studio? Means by studio the school. So, curriculum according to Cunningham is a tool in the hands of artist to mold his material according to his ideas in his studio. So, let us try to understand this definition given by Cunningham, that teacher is an artist, and according to his ideals, what are the expectation he or she expects from the students, accordingly in the school comprises can mold the material, can reshape the personality of the children. Further, Bent and Cronenberg, how they have defined the curriculum. See, according to Bent and Cronenberg, curriculum is the systematic form of subject matter which is prepared to fulfill the needs of the pupil. when in the beginning I was speaking to you about the narrow meaning of the curriculum, I said that various subjects are taught to the students, but the student chooses the subject according to the interest of his or her own. So, when the needs of the pupil are to be fulfilled, then the subject matter has to be organized in a system. So, curriculum is the systematic form of subject matter which is prepared to fulfill the needs of the pupils, because these days we know the system of education has become pupil oriented. So, we have to see the needs of the pupils, and we have to take every effort to fulfill the needs of the pupil. Further, P. Samuel has said that the curriculum is the sum total of the experiences of the pupil that he receives through the manifold activities that go on in the school, in the classroom, in the laboratory, in the playground, and in the numerous informal contacts between teachers and the pupils. You know, when a child learns academic subjects in the classroom, side by side, when a child participates in various activities, maybe music, maybe sports, maybe NSS and other activities, or in the library or in the playground, so numerous informal contacts take place between teacher and the pupil. So, all those experiences which are gained by the pupils while contacting the teachers, they all come in the purview of the curriculum. So, by now I hope we are clear what do we mean by curriculum and how the great educationists have defined curriculum. Now, one aspect arises before us. Most of the time, student or a layman get confused between curriculum and syllabus. So, I would like to differentiate between curriculum and syllabus. You know, syllabus is just a printed guideline which describes to the students whatever to learn. The preparation of the syllabus is logical step of the task of the curriculum development. Scope of curriculum is wider as it is related to all round development. We can say that syllabus determines the content of education, but curriculum provides the way to achieve it. So, here lies the difference between curriculum and syllabus. Now, I will discuss with you, before we come to the planning process of the curriculum, we must know what are the characteristics of curriculum. You know, curriculum is a means, curriculum is experience, curriculum is total environment, curriculum is dynamic, and curriculum is for all round development, and curriculum includes in it co-curricular activities. So, one by one I would like to discuss this curriculum characteristics with you. You know, if we talk that curriculum is a means, see, it is a means to achieve ends because it is created to fulfill the aims of education. That is why there are different kinds of curriculum we will discuss later. But for now, I would say that it is not an end itself, rather it is a means, because we have various goals and objectives of education. We have various expectations from our students, and we want that they must attain that kind of knowledge to fulfill those aims and objectives. So, curriculum is a means to achieve those ends. Further, if I say that curriculum is experience, the various subjects included in curriculum are meant to provide different experiences. All the programs inside or outside the school are included to help the child physically, mentally, emotionally and socially, because we talk about all round development. So, we have to see, when we are providing the knowledge to the child side by side with that academic knowledge, the child should be physically grown up or physically strong, should be mentally aware, and should have emotional adjustment, should have emotional maturity, so that he or she can be socially adjustable in this society. So, curriculum is experience, it is not the knowledge of the academic subjects only, rather all the experiences which a child gains inside the class, inside the school or outside, all are included in it, because it helps the child to grow physically, mentally, emotionally and socially. Further, curriculum is total environment, or it can be said that environment on move is the curriculum. It includes everything which goes in the life of child, maybe in class or playground or at home, because it is said that mother is the first teacher of the child. So, we cannot ignore that teaching or that knowledge or the other aspects or day to day life activities, how to perform, how to behave when a child learns in the contact of mother. So, we cannot ignore that knowledge or that aspect. So, it includes everything which goes in the class, playground or at home. Curriculum is dynamic. It has to be per interest of students, classes and age group and mental level, because we have to plan the curriculum, but before planning the curriculum we have to see that it must be according to the age and mental level of the child. Then curriculum is for all round development, as it influences all aspects of the life of a child. So, it is meant for all round development of a child. Then curriculum includes co-curricular activities. It reflects the content, methods, teaching aids, evaluation techniques used to achieve the aims and objectives of education. You know, when we talk that we have different aims of education and we expect that a child should fulfill those aims, should attain the knowledge. For that, we have to select what should be the method for a particular child, for particular age group target level, or what should be the teaching aid, what should be the evaluation technique, because we have to differentiate between the selection of the methods and evaluating them, because the every child is different to another. Now, after knowing the characteristics of curriculum, we will discuss what is the need of curriculum. So, we will see what is its importance. It is helpful in realization of educational objective. To achieve the educational aims and objectives, it is the curriculum only which helps. The education process without aims is like a boat without a rudder. So, we have to achieve the educational aims and objectives, and this curriculum is very helpful in achieving these aims and objectives. Then helpful in determining the subject matter. Now, we have to see the individual differences and we have to see the need, interest and attitude of the children. So, we have to see how to determine the subject matter for a particular target group. So, it is essential that the content or subject matter should be pre-decided and integrated, and curriculum helps in it. Then acquisition of knowledge. In the beginning also I spoke to you that knowledge and the process of knowing the knowledge are important. So, how this acquisition of knowledge takes place? It is the curriculum only which helps the child in acquiring, in attaining, in gaining the knowledge. Then development of democratic outlook. We are citizen of a democratic country, so we have to develop the outlook of our children as a democratic citizen. The purpose of curriculum is to spread a clear understanding of democracy. It is helpful in character building, like the activities in the school, in the colleges like NCC, NSS and Scouts, etc. Co-curricular activities are organized in order to form character and citizenship. Then development of reasoning power. It enables the students to acquire knowledge and make decisions by applying reasoning power. Preparation of textbooks. If there is a change in curriculum, textbooks are also get changed. In conducting examination, students prepare the examination as per the requirement of curriculum. So, curriculum influences teaching, learning and evaluation. Then development of knowledge, skills and attitude. This is through curriculum that one comes to know about thought processes and cognitive process. Now, I will speak to you about basis of curriculum. Social forces, human development, nature of learning, nature of knowledge and cognition are very important. If I talk about social forces, social forces, all societies want to survive. To initiate the progress, it is essential to teach the children in schools the desirable social values. And social forces, they determine the social agenda of education, and we are living in a multicultural society which represent a very multilingual or a bewildering picture. So, curriculum reflects the all activities which takes place in the society. It reflects the social forces, and these social forces, they help to shape the society. If we talk about human development, a child passes through various stages of development. There exist individual differences also. A good curriculum must acknowledge all these aspects. Then a good curriculum must provide knowledge to the learners how the process of human development goes on. Then if we talk about nature of learning, we try to know how human beings learn. Psychologists have conducted many experiments on how the process of learning goes, what are the affecting factors and how learning transfers. Curriculum constructed in this manner, keeping all these aspects in consideration, will be considered good and helpful. And nature of knowledge and cognition. Children must know the differences between information, knowledge and wisdom. What are the thought processes and how to teach children to turn information and knowledge into wisdom. So, we have to see how these bases of curriculum, they help the curriculum framers to know how to keep in mind while framing the curriculum, the nature of knowledge or the cognition process. So, when we talk about human development and social forces, they will help the curriculum framers in planning the curriculum, because I spoke to you in the beginning also that on one hand curriculum is a set of many subjects, and on other hand curriculum comprises in it all the activities which go on in the school. So, by now we have discussed the characteristics of curriculum, its importance, its needs, and what are the bases a curriculum framers have to keep in mind. And I hope this will be helpful to all the listeners and viewers, because this topic covers the content matter of various subjects at various classes. So, I hope it will be helpful for accomplishing that paper. So, it will be helpful for them, I believe. Thank you very much.